Good morning, everyone. Welcome today to our Sunday talk. My name is Juliana, and I'm been with the Spiritist group since 2011. Yes, since 2011. My, I hope everyone can hear me, and I'm just gonna remove the Instagram saying Instagram's not doing so. We are doing this live on Facebook and YouTube, and so hope everyone will enjoy this speech. Today I'm gonna talk about prayer, the importance, effectiveness, and actions about prayer. It's more the spiritist um, view about prayer, you know. So before we continue, before we start, let's do our initial prayer. If you all would like to make yourself comfortable, close your eyes, elevate your thoughts, connect to the spiritual world, to the garden, to the spirituality. I'd like to ask the spirituality permission to do this talk. May the words be spoken, and so be it. Okay, let's go then. Prayer. So I'm going to start with this passage of the Bible. Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak. Now, it's always all the passages on the Bible it's spoken it spoke in a way that the people at that time would understand. So what's really saying here is our spirit, which is eternal, never dies. It's ready, it's willing. It's because of the reincarnation. We want to come uh, to reincarnate and work out all the our past mistakes. That is, the spirit is truly ready. The spirit is willing. However, we know we have done lots of mistakes, and we need to take responsibility from those mistakes. And that's why we come on the flesh, our body, because it's where we need to actually test, our spirit's willing, but our imperfections that always, we inherited from the past lives, it's weak. So that's why. And when you say watch and pray, it's, be always aware of this. We are imperfect. We are spirits that are coming here many, many times to improve. Our mission is always to improve, make a better version of ourselves, so we can perhaps one day be perfect spirit, a pure spirit. So that's the possible. And we have to be aware of this. We have to be aware that we, as a human, we fail, because this is just as, and pray, it's like a tool, to help us stay on the right track, to stay on focus, so watch and pray all the time. So, but why pray? So prayer is an elevation above all earthly things, an ardent appeal to higher powers. So when we pray, we set ourselves in elevation. You know, uh, Prayer it's also a meditation. It's when we take this time for for our inner work ourselves and make focus on elevating our vibrations, elevating our thoughts, so we can it's I'm going to talk about the actions and everything. So it's for now, let's gonna keep you know prayer. It's a way to elevate our thoughts, our vibration to higher levels, higher powers. And when we say higher powers, I'm going to explain as well everything. We're not talking just about heaven or something like this. It's in Spiritism, it's much more uh, we it's much more explain the concept of heaven, hell, and things like this. It is different concept also. It's the concept of the old times explained in a more modern way, let's say. So prayer is an elevation above all earthly things. And why earthly things? When we come here to earth, we come to a material world. Everything's material here, our body, uh, whatever we do, we live in a system, so we have to work to buy to things, and it's all in related to material things, which it's not good for elevating ourselves. But we need this. It's if we are on earth, it's because we need this to pass to do the reincarnation in here with this materialized a lot of material things. you know so when we elevate above that, elevate your thoughts, you elevate your vibration, you are able to connect with the higher powers, the higher spirits, the spirits that are more evolved and get help, one of the things. Anyway, so how to pray? There's a big debate in religions how you pray, but the form means nothing. The form means nothing, but the thought is everything. That's very important. Say your prayers in accordance with your convictions and in a manner which is most agreeable to you, since a good thought it's worth more than numerous words which do not touch the heart. And when we talk about, it's not just talking, no, words that doesn't mean anything. So sitting in prayer is a time you have to do prayer. It's a time that you have to dedicate, you have to focus on this one. It's not just sit down and repeat words that will not touch the heart. It has to be honest, it has to come from your inner. And it's really important. And because we all have this principle as a spirit, we have God's principle, this goodness in us. And the way we achieve that, it's when we focus on prayer, on good things, it's a way that we, again, elevate our thoughts, elevate our vibration. There's no way if we stay in the material world and just focus on the material world that we're going to achieve that level of elevation. So it doesn't matter how you pray, all through all the religions, we have different ways of prayer. And it doesn't matter how you pray. It's what matters is your thought, your conviction, your focus, to really be honest, an honest prayer. Pray just for praying doesn't do anything. Just showing the other people that how, you do this, the prayer in this way. But if you don't do with your heart, honestly, it's not gonna. So the form means nothing, but the thought is everything. So, but why? So we pray. It's the form, doesn't matter. But why is it important to pray? So in the Spirit's book, we have the question 660, and that Allan Kardec asks spirituality. Does prayer make humankind better? And the answer is straight yes, it does. Those who enthusiastically and confidently pray have more strength to withstand the temptations of evil. and to get help from the good spirits sent by God to assist them in so doing. Such help is never refused when honestly asked for. So, see, honestly again, ask and shall be given. You can ask everything, but it has to be honest and has to be realistic. You're not going to ask for the lottery ticket or to buy a car. You're going to ask for things that can improve, that's going to be better for yourself. And I'm going to explain as well why you don't get everything, but if you ask honestly, you're gonna get it. So first, the first thing, yes, there is in the gospel, no, in the Spirit's book, there's a part when talk about the multitude, the the diversity of the universe. There says we are not the only ones here on the universe, because it's really silly to think that we are the only ones in the universe. But yeah, it talks about this one. And in the footnote of the multitude of the words, the words that exist, it says that our solar system, our sun, you know, our sun is actually a reunion of high power spirits, perfect spirits, that is, they are in constant prayer to give that that much of energy, you know, that powers our entire solar system. We are all around this sun. So that's they are, and I know it's like how we see that. How we're not talking about here the material things that we can see. We're talking about the spiritual things. So, and we know the sun's gonna extinguish one day, and then this the solar system, it's gonna end and everything. But if you think about this, it's gonna take billions of years to happen. That so those spirits, they're gonna stay there billions of years praying until it's not going to happen. And don't ask me how this is gonna happen. I don't know. That there's no explanation. In the spiritism, we know things in small doses. We only know what we actually able to understand. Uh, Actually, religions like this, when we have messiahs or people coming, prophets and everything, they only talk about the things we can understand at that time, and lots of times we don't understand. Jesus is is an example. He talked about things that not everyone understood, and even the apostles were difficult. Anyway, just I'm going out of subject. So back to enthusiastically confident pray, have more is trying to withstand the temptations of evil. And when we say the temptation of evil, we're not talking about the devil on our ear saying do this bad thing. No, it's ourselves, our own tendencies, our own passions, because we're not perfect. We made a lot of mistakes. We did even worse mistakes in past lives, and that's what in our spirit we have this as well as a spiritual being, and we have to work on that one. There's no, we cannot cut corners. We cannot, oh, do a prayer before you die and then you're saved. You may be, you will be assisted, definitely, because God is merciful, but that doesn't mean it's and then it's all good and everything. No, you have to come back and fix. We have to come back and fix. And this is more what we're talking about, temptations of evil, because it's hard when we come back to try to improve and make not only better version, but correct the mistakes we have done. We forget what we have done. We have, because it's our passions, our tendency that we have to work. It's not our memory. It would be much easier. It would be again cheating. So in prayer helps us. It's a tool that helps us stay on focus, watch and pray. Because we are this being that we've been given another chance to come back and make better choices than we did, although we are not perfect. So we're gonna still do bad choices, you know. So the prayer helps us to keep on focus on those and do this, you know. And this also make you a better version of ourselves, as long as it's honestly asked for. You know, it will never be refused, and has to be honest. It has to be realistic. It's spiritually speaking. You know, we don't ask for material things. We know everyone, or you know, and it's things that, you know, you will come if it is for our improvement. It's for better for us. It will come. You know, so and that we come the effectiveness of the prayer. You know, we can honestly ask, but beyond all doubt, there are natural and immutable laws which cannot be annulled at the caprice of each individual. That means sometimes, because we are imperfect beings, sometimes we ask for things like, yes, you want to win the lottery. Yeah, no. I'm talking just a very silly thing, but sometimes we ask to have something that we really want to. And the spirituality upstairs say, I know you want this. But if I give you this one to you, you're gonna fall again on what you thought. So I'm here to help you. So when we have to be honest, and we have to be humble, you know, and that's the resilience of the prayer, that we have to be humble, you know. That's why we ask God, if it is for my better, you know, help me go through this situation. God, I really want to get out of this situation. Please help me with the tools, you know. And then they're gonna tools they, you know, gonna give us tools to deal with all our turmoils, trespasses, you know. So, but again, if this is going to not gonna be better for us, it's gonna, you know, there is the natural laws, immutable laws, God's law that we say. And, you know, if we're going to break those laws, you know, again, God is just, his kindness, he's merciful, but he's just. He cannot give you a wish, you know, it's not genie. He cannot give you a wish that's going to break his own law, you know. Sometimes we do, I want this. And we, in our imperfection, in our blindness, we don't see that, you know. So it's what God will concede if we direct ourselves to Him with confidence. With confidence is courage, patience, and resignation. The three things we need. You know, sometimes it's to pass. We need to pass through all this turmoil. You know, so He's gonna give you tools to cope with that. Gonna give us tools to, or He's gonna give us a way, you know, more understanding, you know, courage, patience, resignation. What he will also concede are the means of resolving situations with the help of ideas suggested to us by good spirits, at God's instigation, whereby we retain the merit for the decision taken. Now, it's a long one, so let's gonna. So it gives us courage, patience, and the tools to deal with that. You know, he's not gonna, in a blink of eye, disappear with that problem we have. You know, we still have to pass, because it's probably, most probably, we passing to this one because in past incarnations we didn't work that well. You know, so we the mistakes we did, it didn't work. We need to actually do the good choices, the better choices that we did last time, you know. So, and that's this part, you know, whereby we retain the merit for the decision taken. You know, we we need to be, because the decisions we made last time, it wasn't the best one. So we need to make better decisions. And he's gonna give tools. He's gonna give you. It's gonna help us. And when you pray asking for this, you know, it definitely shall be, it will be given to you. to us, when we pray. Honestly, no. Again, form doesn't, the way you pray doesn't mean nothing. It's your thoughts. It's your honest, being honest, being aware that, this might be, the resignation. This might be something we need to go through, patience, courage, resignation, resilience to resolve those situations, to go through, and it's a lot of people think that, oh, yeah, ask and shall give, and I'm gonna be forever happy. There is no forever happiness in planet Earth. We are not at that level yet. We will be one day, a long time ago, but this is not happening. There's no forever happy. Anyway, let's gonna understand a little bit more what happens when we pray. Because we use prayer to, ask shall be given. We use prayer to ask for more clarity, for patience, for resignation, to go through all our turmoils, everything. And we don't get wishes granted. This is a genie job, genie's job from the stories, And when you go through the genie stories as well, uh, there's always careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Because it's the genie grants you a wish, but you haven't thought about the consequences of this wish. And that's the thing. Sometimes we're not understanding the consequences of having this wish granted. And it's easily blamed on the others, isn't it? We blame God, we blame this, the word's like this, the word, it's terrible, and we never look at ourselves on the decisions we made. So anyway, let's go and understand prayer. Spiritism makes the act of prayer understandable by explaining how thought is transmitted, because it's all about thoughts. Again, all about thoughts, all about what you think, honestly asked, but your thought. The form doesn't mean anything. I'm not saying it's irrelevant, but the most important things is our thoughts. So we need to know how thoughts is transmitted. So in order to understand what happens in this circumstance, it is necessary to consider all incarnate and discarnate being as as immersed in the universal cosmic fluid, which occupies the space. Everything on the universe. We talk about everything in the universe, as we on Earth are immersed on this atmosphere. So the universal cosmic fluid, we are on this, and incarnate, discarnate, wherever, we are immersed on this one, So we don't see the discarnate ones, but some of the discarnate ones can see us and can stay us, and it's depending on the level of, they live just a life like we live here, thinking that they are alive or something. It does happen this. I'm not saying it's like this, but it does happen, and it's all related to depending. So it's like we are not separated from them. We just haven't developed yet, some of us, because we can develop the tool to see them, to feel them, to acknowledge them. But we are all immersed on this universal cosmic fluid. So this fluid receives an impulse from willpower. So, which is the vehicle, sorry, my English, my pronunciation, is the vehicle of thought, just as air is the vehicle for the sound. If there's no sound, if there's no air. So the universal, our thoughts, they travel in this cosmic fluid. It's transmitted, with the difference that the vibrations of air are circumscribed, where those of the universal cosmic fluid is extended infinitely. When a thought is directed at someone either on Earth or in space, a fluidic current is established between them. And that's the fastest thing we can have in the universe. You know, the speed of thought. So a fluidic current established between them, which transmits the thought from one to another, just as air transmits sound, you know. So air we can have spaces with no in space there's no air. Air, for example, it's here. So if we take now cosmic fluid, we cannot remove this. That's not something we can grab a little bit. Oh, I have cosmic fluid here. No, it's not like this. And this fluid, it's actually what makes us uh, you know transmit our thoughts somewhere. So when we pray, we elevate, as I said, we elevate our thoughts, we elevate our vibrations, and we send to higher powers through this fluidic current, you know. On the same side, if our thoughts are not good one thoughts, we're going to connect as well. We're going to send fluids, this current, to lower vibrations, So that's the importance of prayer, That's why prayer keeps us on focus, because we set our mind to higher powers, to better energy, better vibrations, you know. So that's why it is important, and this is exactly black and white how it works. It's no different from that one. So Mahatma Gandhi says prayer is not asking. We can ask, but it's not just asking. It's a longing of the soul. It is daily admission of one's weakness. It's so humbleness. We need humbleness to do prayer. It is better in prayer to have a heart without words than a words without heart. That's again the form of the prayer. It doesn't matter how we pray, you know, it has to be honest. We have to be humble enough to admit that we are not, we are a weak person and we are here to improve ourselves. We are here. And we should not be hoping that every wish we have is going to be granted, because it's not just myself. It's just not what I want, what I see. We are all connected through this cosmic fluid. We are all connected. Everything I do, it's gonna have an effect on others. So I cannot ask something for me. If I ask, and again, that's why there's the natural laws, the God's law. If I ask something, selfishness. So that's the other things we have to, when we pray, we cannot be selfish. It's not gonna work. We're just gonna get frustrated thinking that, you know, I'm gonna be granted wishes, and this is not gonna happen. So when we pray, we have to be humble enough to accept that what we're gonna get is whatever we need, not what we want. And most of the time, we don't know what we need. We just know what we want. The spirituality, our guardian, we all have our guardian that, helps us through the reincarnation. He's always there and always saying, yes, I know you want this, but not now. You're not ready for that. It's not gonna make improvements for you. You're just gonna fall again, or you just and in everything. And when we sit down and pray, not asking, not just asking, we pray acknowledging, being aware of a spiritual being we are, with our weakness and everything. With we be humble enough to actually accept the way we are and ask for help to be better, ask for courage, patience, resilience, resignation. When we pray resignation, we actually setting our minds in a very in higher, a higher vibration. So this current it's gonna connect to higher vibrations. And in the same way we send, we also receive. So we're gonna receive this vibrations, this, that's how our prayers uh, are being it's just come granted. Now our prayers are being answered because we get this better when we focus our mind, not just in what I want, what I am, what I want. When we focus our mind in what we we need, and with humbleness, we get all this, and we elevate our vibrations, and we get this back to us. If we keep just, I wish this, I want that, I want this, and that, without being honest, without knowing that God's not a gene to grant wishes. It's just not going to happen. Just connect with vibrations that are not going to help you, are not going to get you to improve. It's not going to help me. It's not going to help me pass through this, go through this situation on everything. So this is it's more or less why, and because we the reason we pray, and when we elevate our thoughts, we're able to connect with the higher spirits. We get this back. It helps us longing our soul as well. It's like recharging our energies to keep going here, because all this material world takes us a lot of energy from us. So and that's why prayer it's a powerful tool. It's important. Again, um, it's not something you do just for doing. Something you do because you want to do, you need it. It has to be honest, because the form means nothing. What's important, it is exactly the your intentions, your honesty. Honestly asked for. So with all that, I'd like to end with this one. This is a Celtic prayer. It's a very nice, simple prayer. So for you to have a great week, great month, that's gonna may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sunshine warm upon your face. And rains fall soft upon your fields until we meet again. May God hold you in the palm of his hand. May good luck be with you wherever you go, and your blessings outnumber the shamrocks that grow. May your days be many and your troubles be few. May all God's blessing descend upon you. May peace be with you. May your heart be strong. May you find what you're seeking whenever you roam. May you have the hindest to know where you have been, and the foresight to know where you are going, and the insight to know where, sorry, the insight to know where you are going when you are going too far. So this is it's beautiful because it actually in, wraps up everything for the prayer. It's a beautiful prayer, Celtic prayer. So, and that's it. So I'm gonna say my bibliography, I took the passage of the Bible, Mark 14:38. I took passage from After Death, uh, from Leon Dennis, chapter 10, the prayer. I talk about the Gospel according to Spiritism, a collection for Spiritist prayer, and ask and shall be given, and a little bit of the moral law of the worship. And in the Spirits book we have, book 3 is all about the laws. Those laws are talked about are those laws. So this is just one of the laws, a little bit part of the one of the laws, the moral laws. So we have, and that's the ones that are immutable, and there's consequences when we don't follow them. Again, it's not punishment, it's consequences. So this is not much updated, but our public meetings too, every 11:15, every Sunday 11:15. Now, this Sunday was from live, but next Sunday it's going to be in our new place in Ringsend. It's on our Facebook page. Next weekend, actually on 16, next Sunday, it's gonna be our Festa Julina. We can have typical food from Brazil. It's a type of barn party, like countryside party or something that we do around this year, traditional in Brazil. So if you want to come, welcome. It's gonna be around 11 as well, there in Ringsend. On our Facebook page, we have the address. And we have the talk show every Tuesday and Thursday, study group on Wednesday, and we have the healing as well, passing on Tuesdays. So all this, I thank you very much for coming today, and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.